Hey everyone! So, it seems Harry and Meghan are back in the spotlight, but not in the way you might expect. They've become the latest subjects of a hilarious episode from the hit show Family Guy, joining the ranks of South Park in poking fun at the famous couple. Picture this. We're in the latest episode of Family Guy, and there's a scene where Peter Griffin is drawing a comparison between himself and Meghan and Harry. Remember, they left their royal duties in 2020 to chase new opportunities in the US. The scenes got Harry and Meghan lounging by a pool, sipping fizzy drinks, while a stereotypically British butler hands over a big paycheck from Netflix. The butler quips, "Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what." Harry, with a British accent that's a nod to Dick Van Dyke's character in Mary Poppins, nonchalantly says, "Oh, put it with the rest of them." Then, as the butler scurries away, Meghan gets a buzz on her phone. She turns to Harry and says, "Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco." There's Harry, looking a bit forlorn, and he responds, "I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense," which seems like a subtle jab at the British monarchy. This isn't the first time Harry and Meghan have been the butt of jokes. Earlier this year, South Park also took a swing at them, especially for their supposed desire for privacy. This latest Family Guy episode just adds to the trend of satirizing the couple, particularly after Spotify's Bill Simmons, who's in charge of podcast innovation and monetization, labeled them as grifters. What's interesting here is that this skit references the whopping £80 million deal they inked with Netflix in 2020. It raises the question, was this a wise investment for Netflix, or could they have spent that money on shows with more audience demand? Whatever the case may be, it's clear that Harry and Meghan continue to be a source of entertainment, at least in the world of animated satire. Alright, let's dive into the latest buzz. The recent Family Guy episode featuring Meghan and Harry has got everyone talking. It's like seeing a mirror image of their time with the royal family, except with a twist of animated humor. The portrayal suggests that their work ethic and lavish lifestyle while in the monarchy were topics of heated debates. Meghan, it seems, had Hollywood dreams, and Harry was along for the ride, but things didn't turn out quite as planned. Now, they're almost like characters straight out of a cartoon, and this portrayal is causing quite a stir. In the UK, royal protocols might have shielded them from such satirical portrayals, but in the US, it's a whole different ballgame. Their royal status doesn't carry the same weight here, and it seems they've become the butt of jokes. It's open season on Harry and Meghan, and they're seemingly powerless to stop it. Harry, who has often spoken about the importance of respecting privacy and freedom of speech, might be finding this particularly irksome. Their royal titles, once a symbol of prestige, now seem to be their only claim to fame, yet they act as if they're above everyone else. Another cartoon taking a jab at them? Well, it seems to fit the narrative. They're seeking respect and influence in Hollywood, but Hollywood's got them pegged as a bit of a joke. The irony of their situation is not lost on the public. It's almost like a daily dose of humor, watching them navigate their new lives. Harry, who advocates for mental health awareness, might be contributing to our collective well-being in an unexpected way through laughter. And let's not forget the irony of their environmental advocacy while jet-setting in private planes and cruising in gas-guzzling SUVs. It's a contrast that's hard to ignore and adds to the humor of their current predicament. So, what's the deal with Harry and Meghan in the US? They're not exactly Hollywood celebrities, yet they seem to be walking the walk. And in the UK, they've stepped away from royal duties but still carry that royal aura. They haven't been elected for any public service, yet they behave as if their opinions on various issues are eagerly awaited by the masses. But let's be real, do people really care that much? Their actions are increasingly seen as absurd. They talk about saving the world from their luxurious home and preach about aiding the underprivileged. However, their message often gets muddled, especially when their lifestyle choices, like flying in private jets, seem to contradict their public stance on issues like climate change. They claim to desire privacy, yet their actions suggest a craving for fame. It's a paradox that has not gone unnoticed. They don't hold traditional jobs, so what expertise can they really offer? It seems they're more about creating division than unity. There's a thought that if Meghan had married for love rather than fame and fortune, her happiness quotient might have been higher. Now, she seems to feel entitled to adulation. Harry, on the other hand, appears to have been under the impression that it was love that brought them together. But to many, it looks more like a strategic move on Meghan's part. Harry's life experiences, largely shaped by his royal upbringing, don't exactly resonate with the average person. Meghan, who had a modest acting career, does bring some Hollywood experience to the table, but beyond that, what else can they offer? It's puzzling why content creators and producers are so keen to collaborate with them, seeking their wisdom as if they hold the keys to some profound knowledge. Their appeal in this context remains a bit of a mystery. Let's talk about the latest with Harry and Meghan. They seem to be living in their own world, far removed from the realities of their actions. Recently, Harry's actions have raised eyebrows, especially considering their initial portrayal as eco-warriors. Remember their big exit from the wedding, signaling their commitment to environmental causes? Well, it seems that commitment might not be as strong as they made it out to be. Despite their public stance on environmental issues, their actions, especially frequent private jet travels, suggest otherwise. Harry's recent foray into promoting Formula One, a sport known for its massive carbon footprint, has added to the contradictions. The CO2 emissions, the waste from the crowds, and the racing cars' impact in the workshops are significant, yet there was Harry, seemingly endorsing the sport. Meghan, who also champions eco-friendly causes, was notably absent from this event. However, it's likely that both of them will be seen jetting off privately soon enough. Harry's current approach seems to be that of a rent-a-royal, ready to endorse, praise, or criticize for the right price, be it in cash or clothing. This approach to fame and influence is a stark departure from the royal family's traditional ethos. It's a path that would probably have been unimaginable to his mother. Harry's decisions, often criticized as lacking in foresight, continue to draw attention and stir debate. Now, let's delve into Harry's public appearances. His demeanor often raises questions. He's known for making unusual facial expressions and appearing fidgety. This begs the question, why do people pay for his presence at events? Switching gears to Harry's family, it seems he's had a turbulent relationship with them. His actions and statements might weigh heavily on his conscience, considering the strain they've put on family ties. His grandparents witnessed much of this before they passed, and one can only wonder what they thought of it all. Harry's relations with his father, brother, and others in the royal family have also been strained. The more he and Meghan share, the more their reputations seem to take a hit. It's like watching a downward spiral, and they seem oblivious to how they're perceived. Meghan's move to sign with WME, a talent agency, is an interesting one, but there are doubts about her abilities as an entertainer. The same goes for Harry. His primary claim to fame is his royal background, but with his estranged relationship with his family, what does the future hold for them? Their speeches, often filled with buzzwords, don't seem to resonate with many. It's a challenge they face, staying relevant and meaningful in a world that's quickly losing interest in their narrative. What are your thoughts on this? Let's hear your opinions.